Guys, it's gonna rub some, but it's a absolute truth. You are responsible for your own happiness. You are responsible for your own emotional control, impulse control. And a lot of people won't like that because a lot of times you are put into a place where you aren't able to just say, I'm just going to ride my normal line, or I'm a normally happy person and this person made me unhappy. You are in control of your emotions. It's nobody's job to make you happy, and it's nobody's job to make you sad either. You have control over how you will react to what is going on around you. Only you. A lot of things can happen, and how you choose to accept it and how you choose to process it and how you choose to move on from it will shape who you are. And unfortunately, in a lot of cases, a defeatist attitude will will plague many. Now, I understand we're all built differently, and a lot of times people don't have as much control over it, be it a chemical imbalance, be it some sort of diagnosis. But overall, we are still responsible for our own happiness. You have to provide that within yourself. Um, if you are not happy with your circumstances, you have every ability to change it. Now, maybe not physically or geographically, like I don't like my neighborhood, there's a lot of crime. So, but that may improve in time. But there's been too many cases of people who made something of themselves who came from poverty. There's been many cases of people who have ruined themselves who came from wealth. So this is a state of mind. This is how you are going to proceed and progress and show your resilience, your own personal brilliance when it comes to life. You are responsible for your own happiness. If somebody ever gives you the uh, the notion that you are somehow responsible for their happiness, the things that I would ask them, what else makes them happy? Especially if they're saying you're not making me happy or things like that. Well, okay, I know in my personal cases, when it comes to relationships or things like that, if I'm told that, well, I'm not happy, okay, well, you make yourself happy. You make yourself happy when you do wellness and self care days. I have no hand in that. So you have a way of making yourself happy. Sorry, my other phones. Your vacations, your turn ups, your girls' nights out, boys trips, things like that. Um, you have so many other things. Your friends, I don't pick anybody's friends. These are who makes you happy. So you are choosing your own happiness. The pet that you have, the pet that you don't have, the car that you drive, your coworkers, all of these things, your favorite foods, your favorite drinks, all of those are things that most people are finding joy in. And the reason I'm kind of excluding family is because family is who that's what you're born into. Now, it doesn't mean you have to stay with them. It doesn't mean that they always make you happy, but that's kind of a different connection as opposed to like when we get out in the world and we choose our own friends, our own circles, things like that. So when you have those things, then you know what makes you happy, and you know that that makes you happy independent of what anybody else is doing for you. So in that moment, you do recognize, or we should recognize, that we are in control of our happiness. Now, certainly we can be around people that bring more joy around us, that would increase possibly our levels of enjoyment and our quality of life. But again, you ever see somebody where they're pouting? I've seen a grown man pout at a birthday party. um, I've seen people who had nothing dance, like they had everything. So again, these are personal choices, and what it just says is you have control over it. So it's not about what happens to you, it's about what you do about what happens to you. You have every right to be happy. You have every right to be sad. You have every right to express and experience every emotion that is for humans to experience. So it doesn't mean that you always have to be happy. And it doesn't mean that people will always be in a position to, again, bring you extra levels of, why you would be happy. I know I've certainly pissed a lot of people off, and a lot of people pissed me off, but how you respond to it is the more important part to that. What lesson are you learning? Because life is a series of tests, and a lot of times things repeat themselves. So, did you get better from the last time something happened? Did the last time that somebody didn't make you happy, the next person or that person again, how did you respond to that? And it's even embedded in me, because I said the last time somebody didn't make you happy, the last time you chose not to be happy, is really how that should sound. Um, what's your ace up the sleeve? What's your advice, comment, experience? Maybe you disagree. Maybe it is up to somebody else to make you happy. I don't particularly believe that. I believe that we can be happy when we're completely by ourselves. We can be happy in a group of people. We can be sad when we're by ourselves. We can be sad in a group of people. And those are all things that manifest from within. So um, it's a hard truth for some, because it's easier to assign their displeasure with their choices by saying somebody else made me unhappy, by saying somebody else did X, Y, and Z. This is why I am the way I am. But there's too many. There's too much there's too much to show in the world that people have come from some horrific experiences, survived some very terrible things, and overcame it. And some have had lesser things happen, but chose to succumb to it. Now, that doesn't mean that we are comparing tragedies, or who suffers more, or who is stronger in these moments. It's just saying that we have control over these things. And for a lot of people, it'll take more time to come to grips with what is happening. Some people will definitely need some sort of assistance in the form of therapy and ways that they can incorporate coping mechanisms and skills and tools in order to really be able to become the best version of themselves in light of what may have happened. So this is not a judgment on anybody, but it is, in my eyes, a real topic, just to say that we are our own our own source. We generate from within whatever emotions that it is. Now, some people may bring some things out in us, but you can choose to be angry, or you can choose not to be angry. You can choose to be happy, or you can choose not to be happy. These are all choices. Whatever somebody else does around you, you can just only do within yourself about what they are doing. So whether that means walk away and say, I choose not to, or whether that means put your face right in there and say, I'm here for all of it. Choice is yours, but nobody can make you do these things, no more than somebody can make you eat a food that you don't want to, or do things that you don't want to, by way of words and mind. Now, physically, I guess somebody could hold you down, but it's not what I'm talking about. We have our minds, and in this society that we live in, this day and age, we really more than ever probably have voices to speak to things and make choices, and be supported in that as well. So please keep in mind that if you are waiting on somebody else to correct themselves for your feelings or things like that, it has to start with you. Um, it really does have to start with you. Find yourself, and you will find your happiness, and then nobody else can control what you deem, or what you deem to be somebody else controlling your emotional state. Take back your control. Take back your ability to say, I'm going to choose to feel a particular way, and it doesn't have to be at the hands of someone else, whether it's in agreement, disagreement, good times, bad times, any stuff like that. So again, aces up the sleeves would be fantastic. Advice, comment, experience. And again, maybe I can learn something. Well, not maybe, but definitely I can always learn something from hearing from you guys in the comment section. And I always try to respond, and then be able to again, take some pieces for my next outing, my next talk, my next ability to take the things that I learn and hopefully teach them to someone else. And again, learn in return from that person. So I'll leave it at that. Hopefully, this finds everybody in their place, their pursuit, or their beginnings of total health, mind, body, and soul. We'll see you very soon. Peace, love, unity, solidarity.